I've played a decent amount of gacha games throughout my life, and honestly, I've grown up with them. I wouldn't call myself a veteran, but I've played a few. From the top of my head, I can remember playing gachas such as Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle or White Cat Project in primary school, Dragon Ball Legends, Naruto Ninja Blazing, and Exo Heroes in middle school. Just a bunch of different ones that I thought either looked cool or I liked the IP. I wasn't exactly logging in every day and doing dailies. I only really started playing gachas every day when uni started. Growing up, I never really knew gachas were different from other mobile games other than that I used a specific currency to get a character I like. To me back then, Marvel Future Fight was no different from Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle. I don't remember exactly which gacha game I first spent money on, and I'm not sure how I justified breaking open the floodgates the first time, but I do remember some content creators influencing me, which in hindsight is horrible to take advice from. And the first character I spent money on was most likely Locha from Honkai Star Rail. Before I go into why my relationship with this genre of games is strange, let me talk about some positives from my experience on why I play them. They're free. Although this free comes with a lot of other complications with its monetization. This low bar of entry and most gacha games being on mobile devices and PC allows almost anyone to try and play them. Most of them now do have decent budgets too. With the new gacha games like Honkai Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, Arknights Enfield, and even the to-be released Silver Palace having graphical fidelity that rivals paid games that have a similar anime art style. We can even see this higher budget in the marketing of some MiHoYo games, where they are beautiful 2D animations. Off the top of my head, I can remember Star Rail having Phainon's animated short with the song Flares of the Blazing Sun and Sirene's Hollow World. It is also because of the monetization model that they need to have good or flashy character designs, with story quests that really sells you the character. And to be honest, I do fall for them. I love the stories, from giving Emporium a gentle ending to the time loop into Sumaru Archon quests. Also, I know I talk a lot about MiHoYo games, but these are just the ones I mainly played, and the personal experience I've had these last few years. I played a lot since I was a kid, and I've played even more since uni. Some of the games that stand out to me that I've played but did not main were Arknights, the both of them, FGO, Chaos Zero Nightmares, Morimans, etc. I felt that they were very good and were worth playing, but the amount of gacha games I was just daily driving at that point just didn't allow me to play these games long term. Okay, so, to me there are two main reasons that make my relationship with gachas weird. The behavior I was showing while daily driving multiple gacha games, and the FOMO that these games have given me. Let's talk about the FOMO first, since that will probably be the biggest problem most people have. Obviously, this varies from game to game. Some games don't have limited characters or have very little, while adding any new characters to the general pool one patch after. These are our Reverse 1999s, Arknights, and Nikkeis. But then there is the MiHoYo Genshin era monetization, where there's a general pool that's been determined since the start of the game, with one 5-star that you can get with 50% chance of either failing or winning during a limited time, and a pity of around 80 to 90 pools most of the time. Most follow the gacha system, but there are some tweaks. If you search up on YouTube, wait, give me a second. There are tons of videos with people who are much more qualified than me who has talked about the psychology of how gacha games get you into spending and gambling. And I myself have been a victim of this too. Just the fear of not having the best team, seeing my friends talking about having a character, has made me really want to bust out the debit card, and then failing the 50-50, which honestly just makes it worse and makes me want to spend more until I get the character I wanted. As if like I'm too deep and I just can't stop. Spending hundreds of dollars into a 3D model. And obviously part of this is just my own failure in giving in to the FOMO, but a decent amount of gacha games are designed to be predatory in some way. Otherwise they wouldn't be a gacha. Years 2 and 3 of uni have been my worst years of gacha addiction, maintaining multiple different accounts and different games, playing Honkai Star Rail, Genshin, Xenosaga Zero, Reverse 1999, and Wuthering Waves all at the same time. There were variations between games sometimes, but they never really lasted as long as these 5 specific games. Sometimes not completing a daily or forgetting to do it weekly on Sunday stressed me out, and I would just stay up trying to do them even though I didn't feel like playing the game, which honestly just felt really unhealthy. Playing a game I didn't want to play that day like a zombie and giving artificial stress to myself just honestly wasn't a good idea, especially in such a volatile time period like uni. This stress is also amplified by the daily passes I would buy, which meant I had to log in to all of them every day if I didn't want to lose the money I've spent. There would be times where the things I look forward to most in a week would be waiting for a character to come out, and I just had nothing else better to do. It honestly really felt like Gacha sometimes was playing me instead of me playing the Gacha. Weirdly enough, the gambling aspect is not one of the things that bothers me the most. Obviously it's predatory, there's no real way around it, but this game is called a gacha, so to me it's a baseline expectation. And with more modern gachas following the Genshin style gacha system, there is pity, giving a limit on how much you can spend to get a character, although it doesn't exactly stop you. Older ones such as FGO or Dokkan Battle didn't have pity when they first came out, but they have slowly started implementing them as they've had to modernize with the gacha landscape rapidly changing. These are the two main reasons that caused me to hate gachas in general for a little bit, by the end of 2025 and the start of 2026, where I just sort of stopped playing. I started to read more and touch more grass by hanging out with friends, having plans and hobbies to fill the void of what I was doing for the past 2 years. Obviously, gachas were not the only thing I did, but it was a problem. Me going to a bookstore and buying books or going out to eat with friends really put into perspective how much money I was spending. Like, I'm not stupid, I know I was spending way more than I should and knew the price of things. I'm not recluse. But taking time to actually think about it gave it more context and just how much money I've wasted. I'm not sure if I can say I completely wasted all that money, since I did enjoy part of it. People generally can use money on whatever they want, and there generally isn't a right or wrong. But as a uni student not working full time, I definitely spent more than I should in my opinion. I still play gacha games these days. I'm literally on Dragon Ball Legends right now as I'm recording this. I both love them and hate them. The amount of time I could be immersed in one, from their story or the animations I can view while using the characters, is not exactly something I don't enjoy anymore. But I don't play them every day. I want to prevent the state I was in a year ago. I don't want my life to be taken over by gacha games. I'll log on when I have time and want to play them, but if I'm not interested, I won't log in. I prefer not to spend, but I wouldn't mind spending 20 or 30 bucks once if I really did enjoy the game and wanted to support the team behind it. I've had a great relationship with gacha, especially these last 3 years, and this video really showcased and me reflect on why I'm sort of on the fence or how I feel about them right now. Thank you for watching.